Oh my god, I'm really getting hungry.
I could eat.
Do you have any money? I don't have anything. I kind of spent the last of it on this deck.
Of course you did. Let me.
You got anything?
Okay, I got 25.
25, that can get us a couple of things.
Yeah, we can get a deck with this 20.
And then we can use the $5 for food.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, what is up, you guys?
Notification squad up.
You are watching Team APS, and in today's video, we're gonna give you guys 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck ideas that you can get for less than $20.
That's right. Less than one of these.
We went on TCGplayer, entered all the cards that you need to build these decks, and they're actually less than 20 bucks.
That's right.
The disclaimer here is you will have to get your own staples, so you know, MST, Dark Hole, Pilot Duality.
You may look at the deck core, so
Spells,
if you want
traps.
to check it out, you know, that's really on you.
Deck number 1.
So we know Phantasm Spiral is
all
that
about
deck
this.
That's on what, all commons and some rare?
Yeah, it's the normal monster deck. It came out in Maximum Crisis. It uses, you know, the Phantasm City, which searches the equip spells, the traps. You can use the traps from your hand. And it's all about Phantasm Spiral Dragon.
So let's talk bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck, I actually think it's one of the best ones.
Consistency.
I mean, that's, okay, so it's got its ups and downs, right? I think that the downsides, I guess we'll get them out of the way first. It's not maybe the most consistent deck. It can have some bricking problems, but the upsides are that it's probably one of the most capable of like stealing a game from a high tier deck.
It can break a board too.
You know, it's got the ability to use the traps from the hand. Like I said, they can be really disruptive. It can use any normal monster suite you want. The dinos, you can use beast warriors. There's a couple ways to do that. It's got Heat Wave, you know, and Skill Drain. Those are actually like really big blowout cards. Alex used this deck for a really long time, so we know quite a bit about how annoying it can be.
Those equip cards.
Yeah. What's our next deck?
Next up is Yosenju, something I'm a bit familiar with since I played it for a while, back in the G days. Now Yosenju are very cheap, but they are very good at what they do, and it's literally just the one thing.
Yeah, they're like glorified spirit monsters.
Yeah, Yosenju, they all normal summon themselves to the field really fast, and then you just kind of bounce a card off the field, you swing, you search.
Yeah, one can attack directly.
Rinse, repeat.
Yeah, at the end of the turn, they return to your hand, and what makes that so scary is the fact that they can use cards like Card of Demise, and have Card of Demise resolve, and then have them bounce to the hand after that. And you just run lots of floodgates, secret move.
And you know, if you want to be cute, you could run a Maya Senju Dieback, the big guy.
Yeah, they've got a few cool little tricks. I think that, you know, like with Phantasm Spirals, very cheap deck. I mean, like, I was looking these cards up and they're like cents each. Like, it's very easy to get 3 of all the Yosenjus, you know, counter and all that stuff. They're all very inexpensive cards, very inexpensive cards. And, you know, obviously Card of Demise is pricey, so I would just substitute it with something like Pot of Duality. I mean, it's a really good card. You're not special summoning.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt you any.
It's great.
What is next?
The next deck is Infernaloids, something I never thought would be
cheap
on a cheap list like this, but they've actually all gotten reprinted a couple of times now. And so even the most expensive ones, even the hollow ones, are only about $1 a piece. You can get, you know, Deviati, a Nunku, and, you know, all the basic ones like Armadic and all that. Really easy to get. And what's fun about Infernaloids too is, like a lot of the other decks on this list, they don't need an extra deck. You just summon your Infernoid monsters yourself out of the grave or the hand, and you're just trying to get them in the grave as fast as you can.
So, bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck, actually super high, I would say.
Especially as long as that grass is still, you know, as long as it exists.
Yeah, and here's what's scary. That grass is actually...
It's raining. Back to
actually only about $5. So yeah, that grass is actually a really cheap card that you can still use in Infernoid. You don't even have to use it. You can use things like Void Feast, things like Raiden, Card Trooper, Reasoning. Lots of ways to get your cards in the graveyard. It's cheap, but it works really well.
Yeah.
What's our next deck?
Next deck, Cubics.
These are actually from...
Robots for every... Oh, stop.
No, these is from the movie.
Yes.
Evil Guy used them.
Agami, something like that.
He's, the whole deck, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to use it. But Trell knows how to use it, and he made a profile of it that explains it well, but I can explain
We'll
it
put the link in the description.
in a really basic way.
Go for it.
Duza sends that cubic karma card. The cubic karma can be banished from the grave to search any other cubic monster. The main boss monster, Crimson Nova,
Reveal 3.
Yeah, you reveal 3, you can summon it from your hand, it's unaffected by other monster effects, and it can make a second attack if it destroys a monster at battle, and at the end phase, both players take 3,000 damage. So all you have to do is get this guy out. You can even get out multiple copies of it. Swing for as much damage as you can, and as long as your life points are above 3,000,
then you'll be fine.
then at the end of the turn, your opponent will probably lose.
So it's one of those decks that, you know, they try to OTK. And
Yeah.
if they do it, great. If they don't, well.
Take your opponent by surprise, but it doesn't need an extra deck. And so that's kind of the trend with a lot of these decks.
Yeah, they save you some bank.
Yeah, they don't have to worry too much about link mechanics, things like that.
Remember, we're trying to stretch this, people. We're really trying to stretch
It'd be really fun
it.
if you like broke that.
No, I still need that. I need it for a deck.
All right, so
Next up is Predaplants.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking Orifice Scorpio.
Yeah,
right?
Predaplants themselves as a deck can actually do some really cool things. They've got 3 main boss monsters. There's Chimera Felicia, Starving Venom Dragon, and Greedy Venom Dragon. And what's really cool about this deck, you can get all these cards super cheap
They're not expensive.
from Fusion Enforcers. Fusion Enforcers, I think, printed the entire deck, and the cards are like pennies each, like some of these things.
Pennies on the dollar.
Some cool cards you can use in this deck are actually Fusion Recycling Plant. This deck makes really good use of that. This deck has easy ways of searching not only polymerization, but also instant fusion, brilliant fusion.
They use Ultra Poly too.
Yeah, they can actually make good use of Ultra Poly. We tried to do that in that one deck, Buster Blader, and it didn't end up working so well. But that's okay. Predaplants are still really cool. Their boss monsters are good.
You know, fusions are one of those decks that can make that can still kind of play in this link format, since a lot of times you can just fuse what you fused last turn and somehow get, if using Ultra Power, you can special summon the thing back from the grave. So
yeah, and I know with Greedy Venom, it revives itself whenever it gets destroyed, and when it revives itself, like it won't come to an extra monster zone. So it actually has some really cool synergy there.
So bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck, pretty high, I would say. Takes a lot of time to kind of learn the deck's combos, but I think it's worth it. The next deck is Metal Foes.
The foes of metal.
Almost more an engine than a deck, I would say.
At least if you don't want to use the whole deck, you can definitely use just a Metal Foe engine.
What's cool about Metal Foes is that they're all normal pendulum monsters. They're very easy to search. You can use Painful Decision, you can use Summoner's Art, you can even use Emergency Teleport for some of them because they're psychics monsters for some reason. But the way that Metal Foes work is they can pop face-up cards in the field to set Metal Foes spells and traps from the deck to your side of the field face down. And that means that this deck is really fast. It can work well with cards like, Balbaboon, for example, comes to mind. Anything that you can pop and float from, really.
It's kind of like Ignites Plus.
And they have some decent fusion monsters. Mithrilium can bounce cards to the hand.
Yeah, but
Alcahest steals monsters. Really cool. I think that the one problem is just that like pendulums in general kind of have some struggles.
Oh, do they have struggles?
With the new rules, but still, I mean, Alex, for example, is using it in Gokis and it works pretty well, so.
Decent.
Yeah, as long as you're okay with pendulum summoning a little bit more often from the hand.
Yeah, check out his deck profile, man.
And go figure, these cards are normal pendulum monsters and they're all really cheap.
That's right.
Alcahest is like $1 and it's the best card in the deck. So, I mean, that should tell you all you need to know about this being really cheap.
Our next deck is Paleozoic.
The new trap monsters, right?
Yes, so new-ish.
Yeah, pretty good. Paleozoics
Prehistoric
are fun
fish.
because, yeah, I think that's what they
I think
are.
they're fish.
And so the way that they work is they're just, on the field, they're just regular old traps. You know, one kind of has like a Book of Moon effect, one's kind of like a Raigeki break.
Basic.
Yeah, nothing particularly special there, but when you use any trap card and they're in your grave, they can revive themselves to the field. When they do, they're unaffected by monster effects, and they're actually not treated as traps, so they can't be MST'd.
They're monsters now, baby.
And they're level 2 water monsters, which means they can make totally awesome, as well as their own Xyz, one of which gets to pop
Traps
cards.
that can Xyz, that's just crazy.
Yeah, one's like a Trident. It can pop in either player's turn.
I would say its name, but that would just be a whole video in itself.
And the other one can like search, the Paleozoic traps from your deck to your hand. So This deck is like totally viable. It works really well. You can combine it with frogs. They're also very cheap. I've seen people combine this with, you know, Zodiacs.
I mean, what can't you combine with Zodiacs?
So yeah, but this deck, it's not expensive at all. All the Paleozoics are commons, right?
I can't think of. Wait, I know that some of the exes.
These are like supers. I mean,
that's all I can think of.
Yeah, very easy to get. Very, very easy to get.
What's next up?
Magicians. This one you know quite a bit about.
Magicians. So, as far as being cheap, Magicians, originally they all came out at Structure, so that, you know, they had a bit of a price. But now, since Pivo, everything's been reprinted, plus new ones.
Yeah, and as much hate as Pivo got, Pivo being Pendulum Evolution, the cards in it were really, 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 really cheap. I mean, one box of that set builds you like
the deck
and then some.
For a deck that's pretty good for that
Actually
price.
Pretty good. All the new Magicians, they just get effects when they're popped, in addition to having their own like individual.
Some of them they'll cause Magicians to be popped, and then they'll have effects when they're popped.
Everything is less than $1. It's kind of crazy. I mean, there's like ultra rare cards. They're all less than $1. It's actually the only Pendulum deck I think that in Link format is still kind of making a splash. So
yeah, it seems so.
So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. The next deck is Frightfurs. I don't like this deck, but I feel for it. My heart pours out to this deck.
We never did get Patchwork.
We never got Patchwork, and now we have Link rules.
So I guess the most I can really say about this deck is pick it up if you think we're getting Patchwork.
Yeah, I think though, I guess to take a more positive stance on it, it was also like Predaplants printed in Fusion Enforcers, so you can get nearly everything in just that set. The cards are dirt cheap. I mean, some of the old commons are like less than 10 cents each. I think that the deck just now has to take a different approach, you know.
Completely different one.
Using things like Fright for Sheep, you know, it can revive itself. When it does, it won't be in an extra monster zone. I've actually seen, you know, Fright for builds that can use like Decode Talker and stuff though, so.
That's because they have to.
Yeah, Mrs. Radiant, ways to open up the extra monster zones to them. It's still really a fast, like strong OTK deck. I think that even under Lynx, I've seen videos of this deck being able to like put out over 8,000 damage, so not a bad one. What is our final deck?
Our last deck is Glad Beasts.
Yes, one of my personal favorites actually.
Didn't they recently make a new Glad Beast card?
They actually got like 3 different ones. They all came out in Battles of Legend. They're all very easy to get, you know. Battles of Legend boxes that have been opened loads, so anything from that set's really cheap. Yeah. So yeah, like there's like the new one, Noxious and stuff like that. The way that Glad Beasts sort of work now is they summon their own fusion monsters with fusion monsters. It's kind of this weird thing.
Fuse.
If you don't know what Glads do, they're just trying to attack, and at the end of the battle phase, if they attacked or got attacked, shuffle them back in the deck, summon a new Glad. The new Glad gets the effect because it was summoned by an old Glad. You throw in spells, you throw in traps, and it's a good time.
It's a Glad deck.
Yeah, so it's very easy to get. None of the cards are too expensive.
Though they are a bit older.
Yeah, so, but thankfully that's what TCGplayer is for.
You can find any card you need there.
Check them out. Tell them we sent you. I don't know if it's possible, but it'd be nice. So, those are 10 Yu-Gi-Oh decks that you can get for less
for one of these
than $20. So, we hope you guys liked the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you subscribe, hit the bell icon.
Bing.
Join the notification squad, per se.
Squad up.
And that's going to be it. So follow us on social media, check out our sponsor. You can get all these on TCGplayer, like I said, for less than 20 bucks. So it really is a good idea. And I think that's going to be it. We'll see you guys in the next one. This is perfect. This is so cheesy.
It's so
This is so cheesy. I love it. Okay. All right. Now, yeah, this is going to be fun. It's going to be good. All right.